I want you to know that I actually am kind of okay at doing some things. This batter is far too runny. I'm gonna start over. This was supposed to be my look, I know what I'm doing show. We're all learners here, it's fine. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy fall. I didn't mean to accidentally cosplay as Eliza Thornberry's older sister, but apparently I did. Let's see, did I accidentally cosplay? Oh no, I for sure did. I mean, you be the judge. There's some similarities. Maybe this is what I should be for Halloween. What I thought would be kind of fun to do today is to make some pumpkin spice latte macarons. That's right, we're embracing our inner white girl to the extreme this time. And that's okay, because obviously. Now, some people might watch this video that know me personally and might be a little surprised to hear this, but I don't really like macaroons all that much. I think they're super fun to make and very challenging to make, which is why I like to make them. I don't really enjoy eating them all that much. They're okay, they're fine. I've never had a macaroon that I like more than a 3.5 out of like a scale to 5. If you are shocked to hear that, I am sorry. But I do really love making macaroons. There's something just about when you make a good meringue that just makes you feel more like a woman for some reason. We're gonna make pumpkin spice latte macaroons. We're gonna hope that they don't turn out bad. But yeah, otherwise you're gonna hopefully see me not fail at something. Hopefully. I'm going to try to do something and actually do it very well, if I can. Famous last words, potentially. All right, let's get into it. I don't have any super fine sugar. They didn't have any at the grocery store, so what we're gonna do is make our own. Whenever you make macarons, or macarons, if you want to say it that way, which is technically correct, you're gonna definitely use your food processor and you're gonna use your sift a lot. So those are like the two things that you should definitely not skip over. 35 grams of sugar. Weighing things is always better than measuring if you can. The Europeans are correct on this. What you're gonna wanna do is make them as fine as possible because you want the shell of the cookie to look really shiny and smooth. The bigger pieces that you have, the more that you're gonna have more of a textured top to it, and that's not what the French people want you to do. 100 grams of almond flour, and then 180 grams of confectioner sugar. And according to a Tasty 101 video that I saw, we're supposed to blitz this about 10 different times, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna sift the ingredients from here into a bowl, and then we're gonna sift them a couple of times because you really wanna make sure that you have the finest ingredients that you can. Oh, as a quick follow-up to my last video, I still encourage everybody to vote by mail. I did want to highlight that separate from the packages that I ordered from the USPS, there's another package that I ordered just for an Etsy order. The vendor that I ordered from dropped it off at the collection bin about a week and a half ago now, and I show that it's sitting there, and it has been sitting there for a week and a half, which is concerning. So if you do vote by mail, please be sure to actually drop it off at the post office rather than a collection bin, because I can't guarantee that your vote will get counted if you drop it off there, because this is the sad state that we are in America right now. So these are gonna make your cookies look tougher. So we're not gonna include these in here, we're gonna keep these out. I'm gonna sift this one more time. I have elevated my inner white girl and made my actual own pumpkin spice. I followed another white girl to know how to do so though. So her recipe will be down in the description below if you want to make these. This though is just ground cinnamon, ground clove, ground nutmeg, and ground ginger. I was supposed to put this in before, but I did not. I think it'll be okay though. I may or may not have messed it up already a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. You're actually supposed to not put the superfine caster sugar into this bowl. You're supposed to add it slowly. So if you're making this at home, don't follow exactly what I did. Read all the instructions first for one. Plus it's just Scott and I eating these, so who cares? He'll be fine, right babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have 4 egg whites here. They are at room temperature. That is very important. If you're gonna make meringue, make sure that your egg whites are at room temperature. We're gonna add some cream of tartar because that helps stabilize it. Okay. Then we're just gonna beat that on medium-low speed for a couple of minutes until we get stiff peaks. Stiff peaks. because they're not moving, see? It works. Good, that's how you know. That could have ended badly, but it didn't. So now that you have your meringue and you feel a little bit more like a Stepford wife, add this in little by little, maybe a third or a fourth at a time, and then fold it in. What I try not to do is deflate all of the air that you just put into the eggs, and you're gonna just fold in the batter. So that means you scoop it around the side and then you cut it down the middle. I'm gonna add a little bit of food coloring at this point. It'll be fine. If anything, you'll get a good idea where you can kind of cut corners. So we're gonna transfer this into a piping bag and then we're gonna pipe it out. There's some cookie sheets lined with some parchment paper here. I'm going to put a little dollop of meringue in the corners to kind of help keep the parchment paper down. This is gonna get messy. The batter is a bit runny. This batter is far too runny. Should I try again? Should I try again?
You could try just cooking those to see. I mean, still, yeah, sure. Do another one, but maybe cook those anyway and just see the difference.
It's just scooping out like, that's a lot, that's a lot. I'm gonna start over. Sometimes the best way to show that you're a very good baker is to know when to start over. That was pretty good. And from here, I'm just gonna measure out 35 grams. It feels extreme to me too, but also feels like I should do this. Pretty close, actually. Let's all watch Bethany struggle through doing the same exact stuff that she just did. I probably won't comment much because you've already seen this part. These bowls are insanely small. I should have gotten bigger ones. So I'm gonna add the gel in now, as it said that I should have. Oh, it's good. Did you even spend the afternoon baking if you don't get food dye on your hand at one point? This time we're not gonna be afraid to overmix the batter because we already put in the food dye, so we don't have to worry about overmixing it on accident. Add a third at a time. Now, same as last time, you're just gonna fold in the ingredients, but you're not gonna do it too much that it gets too soupy, like I did. Okay, I think it's good now. I'm not gonna push it anymore because I'm terrified. Now what we're gonna do is take some of this batter, pipe it out to be about an inch and a half. Try to make them about the same size because we're gonna be teaming them up and making little cookie sandwiches out of them. Okay, now another fun part. You have to drop them because they have air in them. There are actually air bubbles coming out of this. I'm not being obnoxious to Scott just because we're fighting. We're not fighting. Then you're gonna set it off to the side so it can get like a film over the top of it, and it's gonna sit for about 30, 45, an hour, depending on how long it takes. You should be able to like brush your finger over the top of it and it not be sticky or wet. While we're letting the film develop on the cookies, let's start making our filling. Okay, so we have 3 tablespoons of butter, room temperature, very important. We're gonna beat that for a little bit. We have 60 grams of sifted powdered sugar here, so we're gonna add that. 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. Then we're gonna add a tablespoon of pumpkin puree. This one said to drain it overnight in the fridge. That feels a little ridiculous to me, so I didn't do it. Also, I didn't reread these instructions, obviously. Okay, then I said a pinch of pumpkin spice, which we have some left over. So we have 3 ounces of cream cheese here. It's also, say it with me, at room temperature. I just added all the pumpkin spice seasoning I had left because after I made my second batch, it wasn't a crazy amount that I had left over, and it tastes good. But like, when are you ever gonna go wrong with cream cheese frosting? Let's not say that this is better because I've finally made the world's perfect macarons. They're not this, obviously, because you solved that first part, and you know that I'm not an expert. These are not the best cookies in the world that I'm going to make, but they might be the best macarons that I make because of cream cheese frosting. That makes everything better. These are still drying out for a while. I have a feeling that they're probably gonna be a little bit longer since the batter was a little bit watery. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I'm gonna put those in the oven at 325 once there's a nice film on top at 325 for about 13 to 15 minutes. Then when they're done, I'm gonna take them out, let them cool, and show you then. Something happened. The macaroons, this is where we're at. They don't have feet, they're cracked on the top, and they're already falling apart. I think I overmixed them. The tasty tutorial that I was trusting to tell me when to stop mixing them was a lie. These will still taste delicious, so I'm not worried about it. And we're not really serving this to anybody, it's just Scott and I, so why not? And I did try a little bit of the shell earlier. It was super good. I was gonna pipe the filling into them, but they're already ugly, so what are we trying to do at this point? Full cookie, that's good. Good sign so far. We're just gonna add some of the filling on top. Okay. And then kind of push down a little bit, but not too much that it's gonna break. Well, they're very rustic, is our nice way of saying that. All right, I'm gonna dig in and have a bite. And Scott will join me in a moment. Oh. The cream cheese filling is so good.
Oh, what does that remind me of?
I haven't told you the flavor. Do you know the flavor?
Very fall. Reminds me of a little pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin spice latte macarons.
Okay, yeah, that's good. This
I give them like at least,
this is really tasty.
I at least give them like 4.5 out of 5, maybe 4 out of 5. You're really into it.
I can't
You're
stop
making
eating it.
noises. The filling here is probably the best filling that I've had in macarons. So I've made these before and not been impressed by them. This time I totally failed at making them and they don't even look like macarons, but they taste very good. And if you have to choose between the two, the taste is significantly more important. So I'm fine here. Thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. I'm gonna have to try to attempt this again because clearly I messed up a few steps in here. Comment down below if you know what I did wrong so that way I can avoid all these bad steps in the future. I release videos every Thursday, so be sure to subscribe, like, hit the bell, comment down below, share with your friends. But otherwise, I will see you guys around on the interwebs. Bye! It's not a pumpkin spice latte. I couldn't go that far, I'm sorry. They're all right. They're not bad. They're not bad.